The Gay Games.
Hola, muy buenas amigos, amigas, bienvenidos a un nuevo capítulo más de The Synchronicity. Y bueno, como recordamos, nos quedamos aquí, habíamos recibido mucha información de Chris, que nos hablaba de nuestra mujer, de su supuesta muerte en el viaje, tal, del comienzo de la granola, y bueno, todo el rollo que es. Y supuestamente tenemos que buscar a la otra chica, que no me acuerdo cómo se llama, Sara, ¿vale? Así que vamos a investigar un poquillo esta zona, ya que no miramos nada de aquí. Simplemente empezamos el acto 4 y no hemos mirado nada, ¿vale? Mira, foto de Sara, sí.
While I can't remember her clearly, looking at this photograph gives me a pleasant sense of tranquility. I'm sure Sarah and I were very good friends before the world collapsed.
Vale, me
Covered with scrawled notes, open books, and dirty coffee mugs. I get the impression that Chris lives, works, eats, and sleeps at this enormous desk.
Vamos a mirar este sillón antiguo que hemos mirado antes que se podía
A
coger
beat-up
algo.
armchair covered with patches. It's funny. It's pretty tatty, but it looks extremely comfortable. Oh, Lord. I'm completely exhausted. I feel like I've been wandering around this new world for centuries, but I can't stop to rest now. Not until Chris and I have uncovered the secrets in that army report.
Vale, supuestamente en algún momento tendremos que descansar en ese sillón. Vamos a ver las notas de recorte de periódico.
Dozens of documents and newspaper clippings about conspiracies, attacks, inexplicable occurrences. Looking at the topics of all this material, I can imagine what the editorial line of the New Truth is.
Vale, estantería, no la hemos mirado, vamos a darle.
The entire basement is filled with books, albums, file cabinets, and photos. You can even find the odd exotic object in all this. Sarah and Chris accumulated enough material to fill a museum of curiosities.
Vamos a venir hacia aquí, por si avanzase un poquito la pantalla, pero vemos que no.
Oh, Lord.
Vale, me dice lo mismo. Baúl.
A huge old trunk. Looks like it weighs a ton. The layer of dust on top suggests that it hasn't been opened in a long time.
Vamos a abrirlo nosotros. A ver qué es lo que tiene. Ese halcón.
Locked with a key. I'm afraid that Chris doesn't trust anyone. And the way things turned out after the Great Wave, he's doing the right thing.
Vale, vamos a ver si le podemos preguntar a Chris por la llave.
Chris, I need you to refresh my memory of a few concepts.
¿Qué sabe de Tinu? Recuérdame lo de lo disuelto. Sincronizar muerta, vale, es lo mismo de antes. Así que vamos a salir de aquí. Ya que no hay así nada que así a primera vista que podamos coger. Y vamos a ver dónde estamos, claro. Que no sabemos. Ah, mira, por aquí, por este lado. Vale, y la cuestión ahora...
Easy to use, lightweight, and very attractive. I love the design of this masterpiece. Shame it doesn't have any film in it.
Ah, planos de las cloacas. Vale, vale, vale. Que no me acordaba que me habían dado los planos de las cloacas. Claro, tenemos que ver las cloacas que había quedado Sara con su informante o no sé quién. No me acuerdo ahora mismo. Y tenemos que ir allí, claro. Coño. Estamos tontos.
Here goes. I'll use the map Chris gave me as a guide. These tunnels are a real labyrinth.
Vamos a ver hasta dónde vamos.
This is the place marked on the map. The place where Sarah and her confidential source were found.
Uf, esto está lleno de sangre.
They wouldn't be of any use to me. These bullets have already been fired. They gleam like gold nuggets, illuminated by the light that enters through the ceiling. These empty shell casings are evidence that a shooting occurred in these sewers.
Uf, eso no inspira mucha confianza, ¿eh?
It's a shoe, trying to stay afloat in the stinking sludge of the sewer. From here, it looks like a castaway waving for help. It's of no use. I'm afraid that there's not much I can do for it now. The underground rivers that carried the sewage and garbage from Doomsday City lead here. If I ever thought I couldn't fall any lower, this place helps me remember how mistaken I was. There's a very familiar sound coming from the depths of the tunnel behind this grate. It's a subway train. I don't get it. If they boarded up the subway stops and shut down the subway service, what the devil are those trains carrying? And where are they going?
Eso quisiera saber yo. Vale, vamos a mirar la mancha de
Damn
sangre.
it. More of that macabre graffiti. This pestilent city is oozing blood from every pore. The trail disappears, drip by drip, into that tunnel. This is where that river of filthy water ends. It's funny. Despite the nauseating stench it gives off, there's something hypnotic about that viscous green waterfall.
Vale, pasillo y túneles.
Dozens of dark tunnels converge in this area. Most of them closed, or inaccessible from here. This place must be the true subterranean heart of the city.
Vale, en principio lo que vemos aquí donde quedó Sara con su informante, mira, trágalo. No es muy alentador, ya que no hemos encontrado unos casquillos de bala y manchas de sangre, ¿vale? Los casquillos no los podemos coger, vamos a darle a tragaluz, que no lo habíamos visto antes.
That skylight leading to the outside is the only lighting in this place. The combination of the architecture, light and water, give this place an unearthly appearance. It looks like a cathedral built inside the sewers.
Pues sí, la verdad. Vale, aquí no vemos nada, vamos a avanzar un poquito más, a ver que nos encontramos en la siguiente zona. Ah.
I've been able to remove some of the waste, but I won't be able to remove the rest of it with my hands. This stuff is too snarled up.
Vale, esto no lo podré quitar con las manos, vamos
All right. Let's see what the devil's so tangled up in here.
por la palanca. A ver.
My God, Sarah!
Hostia, tío.
A bullet's torn off her jaw. Her face is still recognizable. Poor Chris. How am I going to break this to him?
Joder. Uf, pues no hemos encontrado el cadáver de Sara. Tenía un pendrive en la mano. Vamos a recogerlo. Ya lo comentaba que no era muy alentador lo que habíamos visto anteriormente. Y bueno, y esto confirma lo que nos esperábamos. Vale, hemos recogido el pendrive y vamos a volver con Chris a ver cómo se lo toma. Y a ver qué contenido tiene ese pendrive. Vamos a mirarlo antes.
I'll take good care of it. This piece of plastic was the motive for Sarah's murder. That's how little human life is worth in this hellhole.
Vale. Vamos a volver allí, donde está Chris. Vamos a comentar lo de Sara. Y bueno, lo que he dicho antes, a ver qué contiene ese pendrive. Y bueno, no lo que contiene, sino dónde lo podremos mirar. ¿Dónde había un ordenador que yo recuerde? Hola,
It's
amigo.
Chris. Now he's... Hello, Chris.
Michael, you're
Esto va a
back
ser duro,
already? Tell me, did you find Sarah? Did you bring the report she went out to get?
I brought the report. Here it is.
Oh, that's great news. I knew you could do it. Ah, damn it. I should have guessed. I was expecting a paper dossier, not an electronic document. We have a serious problem, Michael.
Problem? What's wrong?
We're not in the old world anymore, and access to electricity is a privilege very few people have nowadays. Now, the good news is that I was able to save my old laptop from the Great Wave. The bad news is that we don't have anywhere to plug it in.
What can we do?
If we want to find out the secrets in this report, we need electricity. Bring me a generator with enough fuel, and we'll find all the answers we need, Michael. But tell me, please, did you find Sarah? Why didn't she come back with you? What happened?
No te preocupes, Chris. Encontré indicios suficientes para pensar que Sara está sana y salva. Lo siento, Chris. Sara ha muerto, ¿vale? Supongo que depende de lo que decidamos, alterará un poquito esto. Vamos a ser sinceros, porque sí. Y bueno, se lo vamos a contarle lo de Sarah y a ver qué pasa.
I'm sorry, Chris. Sarah's dead.
God. But what?
It looks like she and your confidential source were ambushed and shot by soldiers in the sewers. I found Sarah's body in one of the graded tunnels, near the refugee camp. I took the report out of her hands, but I had to leave her there.
Oh, my poor Sarah. She didn't deserve that. Please, Michael, don't leave her body to rot in the sewers. I beg of you. Do it for me, for Sarah, for Emily.
I'll do what I can, Chris. I promise you.
Now, get me that electric generator. Time is running out.
Vale, podríamos haber tomado la decisión de engañarle y decirle que había alguna esperanza con Sarah, pero hemos decidido contarle la verdad. Así que seguimos necesitando un generador. Y bueno, sabemos
After the
dónde...
Great Wave, this device is a real archaeological artifact from the old world, like an ancient coin or a dinosaur bone. It looks like it's in good shape, except for one thing. There's nowhere to plug it in.
Sabemos dónde encontrarlo, pero tenemos que ver cómo se lo... Vale, espera.
Before leaving his house, I shoot a furtive glance at Chris. He's gazing at Sarah's photo in silence, completely lost in thought. Maybe I should have lied about what happened to her. Told him that she got away, leaving the report behind, that she's safe and sound, and just waiting for the right moment to come back. The truth is a poisonous inheritance from the old world. What good does it do to know it, if it snatches away your last hope?
Pues tiene razón también, pero bueno, hemos decidido ser sinceros y agarraremos con ella. Vamos a ver qué hay aquí, que no lo hemos mirado, que me he ido sin mirarlo.
What do we have here? As one would expect, there are only old magazines, stacks of paper, and outdated printing supplies here. No, wait a minute. It looks like there's also film for instant cameras here.
De puta madre. Vamos a ir a echar esa foto. Supongo que ya podemos.
Perfect. Now I can load the camera.
Vale.
The tab that closes the film compartment is broken.
No.
I can't use it like this. I need something to hold it in place, or else the film will keep falling out.
Ha
I
funcionado.
can't believe it. The tooth fragment fits perfectly into the slot for the broken tab. Now I can close the film compartment.
Ha funcionado. Vale, ha sido una idea absurda que se me ha ocurrido, pero ha funcionado. De lujo. Podemos hacer esa foto. Vamos a ir a los depósitos. Y supongo que obtendremos nueva información para poder continuar. Dado que le vamos a entregar la foto al cazador. Y vamos a poder hablar con el chico, ¿vale? Que tenía algo que contarnos. Uf, qué mal rollo cada vez que vengo aquí, macho. Vale,
Okay, here goes. Damn it. It came out too dark, and the flash doesn't help much. You can hardly make out the depot. The photo is useless like this. I need more light.
más luz. No, la imagen del tío ahorcándose.
Oh no. It's like a loop that keeps repeating. Over and over again. A damn nightmare that repeats over and over again. This plastic bag is designed to hold...
No sabemos muy bien cómo tenemos que hacer
I don't
la
see where I
foto,
could-
¿vale?
This camera already has a built-in flash.
Voy a intentar bajar y encender la corriente. Que ya sabéis que la desactivamos anteriormente para poder acceder a otro lado.
Great. The circuit breaker I activated is tripped, and it's the only one that seems to work. It'll probably only hold for a little while.
Vale. Vamos a subir ahora. Sube. Y a ver si esto tuviese más luz. Pero me parece a mí que no tenía luz, ¿eh? Cuando lo quité. Ah, pues sí.
Let's take a look. Perfect.
Vale, pues ha funcionado nuevamente. Bien, de lujo. Ahora sí podemos entregar la foto al cazador. Así que vamos a volver al refugio. Le vamos a dar la foto al cazador. Esperamos no encontrarnos con nadie por el camino. Que ya sabéis que siempre que van las cosas tan bien, parece que alguien nos jode. Vale, no parece que nos encontramos ningún problema. Vale. Bien, está abierta. Así que vamos a darle la foto. Y nos podrán contar un poquito lo que nos quiere contar el chico, claro.
I've brought what we agreed. Here's a photograph of the fuel depot.
Fantastic, Mike. Let's see what you've got there. This is incredible. Those pigs have been storing thousands of gallons of fuel, and all within our reach. With your ID, all we have to do is go into the compound, say, hello, boys, and bring it all back here. You've just made me very, very happy, dude. I knew I wasn't wrong about you.
Now you have to hold up your end of the bargain.
Yes, of course I will, Mike. You know I'm a man of my word. Besides, these are hard times, and we have to help one another, dude. I'll get Rod and his wife out of their trailer, so you can have a little time alone with the boy. You have my word, and my complete discretion.
But remember that you promised that we'd do it my way, quietly and with no violence. I don't want anybody getting hurt. I just need your men to distract his parents on some pretext for long enough for me to slip in there, okay?
Of course, Mike. You have my word that we'll only do what's necessary. Only what's strictly necessary. Give me a few minutes and then go to the trailer. Everything will be fine when you get there.
Okay, but before I go, can I ask you for something else?
Today you've been the bearer of the best possible news, dude. So shoot. I'll see what I can do.
Necesito con urgencia un generador eléctrico. Unos soldados se unieron a una amiga en las cloacas. Necesito que hagáis cargo del cuerpo.
I need an electric generator urgently.
Hey, dude, calm down. I think you misinterpreted my offer. Since the Great Wave, a generator has become worth more than the lives of 100 people in this camp. Don't think I couldn't get you one. But the price will be so high that I can't imagine how you'll be able to pay me. I'm sorry, Mike.
But I just gave you access to thousands of gallons of fuel.
But those barrels aren't walking out of that place on their own. My men and I are going to have to risk our hides by going into the lion's den. I'm sorry, but the matter is closed.
Supongo que nos tocará entrar a nosotros, ya lo veréis. Vale.
Some soldiers murdered a friend of mine in the sewers. I need you to take care of her body.
Well, murdered in the sewers? And what the hell was your friend doing there? Wait, don't answer. I've heard about that custom among some relatives of the sick. It means she was hiding a dissolved in the sewers. Or am I mistaken?
Yes, you're absolutely, totally, and completely wrong. I'm not going to tell you what she was doing there. About her commitment to learning the truth, to changing things in the shithole left behind by the Great Wave, where you move around like a fish in water. You'd be incapable of understanding it. You couldn't even imagine making a sacrifice like that. Even I have a hard time imagining it. It's none of your business.
Listen, Mike, you know what I think of those disease carriers and of the people who hide them. For everyone's sake, they all belong in the hands of the cleanup brigades. But you know what? Your intentions are good, giving a friend a decent burial. You're loyal to your friends, and I like that. Above all, you've got to be faithful. Loyalty is everything in this new world. So consider it done. I'll take care of it, dude.
Bien.
Her body is in the sewer tunnel that comes out by the entrance to the camp.
Your friend will have a decent resting place. I give you my word. You should be going now. I've got to get the trailer sorted out. Give me a few minutes and then you can go there, okay? Adios, dude.
Adiós. Vale, vamos a acercarnos a la caravana de Rod. Ya le hemos encontrado sepultura a Sara.
Wait a minute. What's that noise?
No,
Why is
está
everyone
muerto el
fleeing?
nene, tío.
What's going on? The cleanup brigades are coming. And they're heading for Rod's trailer. God damn it! The hunters turned them in! That animal turns Colin and his family in!
No, he's not sick. It's a mistake. Don't take him away. It's all a misunderstanding.
It's just a question of minutes before those bastards break into the trailer and take the boy.
No puede ser, tío.
No, don't take him!
One of those vehicles
Please.
of terror the members of the cleanup brigade used to get around. The ambulance's siren is making an infernal noise.
You're
Good
making
God,
a
it's
mistake.
deafening.
My child is not sick.
The brigade workers are ready to take Colin away. Rod is blocking their way. But I don't think that poor man will
Get
be able to
out.
hold them back for
You're
very
not
long.
coming in here. My son is fine. Get out of here.
Colin called out to me by name. He said he had a message from her, a message from Emily. I have to go in there and talk to the boy before it's too late. But how?
¿Cómo puedo entrar de aquí?
Okay, I've got to act fast. The noise the ambulance makes will cover the sound of the glass breaking.
Ah, bien. Vale, vamos a coger primero la pistola, que sabemos que estaba aquí. Por lo que pueda pasar.
Michael, is that you?
Yes, Colin. It's me. But how do you know my name?
Emily told me a lot about you. That's how I know you. She gave me a message. She said it was very important that I give it to you. What's all that noise outside, Michael? Where are my parents?
It's nothing, Colin. Your parents will be back very soon. Don't worry. But it's impossible for you to have spoken to Emily. She's no longer with us.
Yes, she is. Emily is always with me. When I go down the underground highways, she's there, waiting for me. Emily gave me a message, Michael. She told me it was something very, very important.
Cuéntame, ¿qué ocurre en esa autopista subterránea, Colin? Me dices que Emily cuida de ti, pero ¿cómo es posible? ¿Cómo eso es posible? ¿Y cuál es ese mensaje tan importante que tienes que darme? Vamos a empezar por el principio, a ver qué nos cuenta.
Tell me what happens on those underground highways, Colin.
The highways are very dark, and I don't want to go down there. They're too scary. There's no light, and they're full of ghosts. There are only shadows and voices down there. Everyone seems very sad and angry, and they tell me things I don't want to know, things I don't even understand. At first, I hid the whole time so they wouldn't find me, or I wandered around by myself for hours in the dark until I met Emily. Now I'm not so afraid of the underground highways, Michael, because she's always there.
Joder.
You say that Emily takes care of you? But how is that possible?
She protects me. She keeps me from feeling scared, because I used to be really scared. I didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't understand anything. But now with Emily by my side, everything is much better. She tells me that what's happening to me is normal, that I'm just sick, but that the sickness will go away soon. And that the pain will go away for good then, that she also got really scared when she got sick.
Emily told you that she also got sick?
Yes, she told me that she went through this before me, that a while back she got the same sickness I have. She told me that she felt very lonely too, and that the pain was unbearable, but that it finally ended. And that's why I shouldn't worry, that the pain and the fear will go away. She's very kind to me, Michael. She's very kind to everybody, isn't she?
Yes, Colin. Yes, she is. Emily contracted the same disease. No, it can't be. Emily, a dissolved? Is that why they didn't let me see your body? Is that the reason for all the secrecy surrounding your death?
Bueno, ¿qué nos cuenta?
And what is this message you have to give me that's so important?
She told me that she couldn't come back to be with us, that she will be trapped forever on the underground highways, and that the same thing will happen to me very soon. That's why she asked me to tell you that we're connected, Michael. She told me that you'd understand. We're connected, and it's very important for you to remember that.
Connected? What does that mean, Colin?
Emily told me there was a thread that no one can see that joins us to you, and that's why there's still a chance we can be saved. but that only you could do it while there's still time. She told me that if we're connected, there's still some hope for us all. Can you make everything go back to the way it was, Michael? I don't want to be stuck on the underground highways forever. Can you really make everything go back the way it was, Michael?
We're connected? What does that mean? I don't understand anything. This is all crazy.
Michael, help me. It hurts so much. Make it stop.
Colin, what's happening?
Make it stop. Please.
Colin! My God. I have to get out of here. I have to get out of here.
Hey, get
Wow.
out of our way and let us do our job.
No, don't go in there. I beg of you.
My son! My son!
Colin, no.
Damn it. I can't breathe. If it's true that there's a way to change all this, I have to find it now. I don't think I can stand it any longer. I don't think anyone can.
Wow, pues se ha como disuelto, ¿sabes? Lo único que hemos
Oh,
hablado,
no.
claro.
It's starting again. It's amazing. Everything's changing. Everything. Everything's mutating. I don't understand.
Vale, como digo, lo único que hemos hablado en claro es que este estado en el que estamos es reversible, ¿vale? Vamos a probar a amenazar esto con la pistola, a ver si nos podemos llevar al generador. O... Parte. No creo que se la podamos dar, pero creo que se la podemos dar a Rose.
No question, but
Vale, ella quiere escapar de aquí y nosotros no podemos inmiscuirnos y yo creo que se la tengo que dar.
Hello, Mr. Sleepyhead? Have you come to help us?
I don't know whether who I was before the Great Wave entitles me to make any kind of moral judgments. But what I do know is that the hunter and his men are a real cancer on this new world, which is the only thing that really counts right now. The girl has a right to defend herself, that bastard said.
Efectivamente.
So someone should give her the chance to do that. It's only fair, right? I can't get you out of here, Rose. I'm sorry. You're the only one that can do it.
Thank you.
As she was picking up the revolver, she gave me a look of determination that I didn't know she had in her. Rose acted so quickly that I barely saw what happened through the crack in the door of her van. Her hand was steady, even when the second man begged for his life, sobbing and groveling on the floor. The bullet went right through his heart. Blood splattered all over her white dress. And then she let the revolver drop and sat down, lost in her own world. And she didn't do or say anything else, holed up in her tiny, delirious inner landscape. There she had everything she could ever need, safe at last from the new world, which she will probably never return to.
Vale, esto ha funcionado como esperábamos. Rose ha acabado con los dos estos, las monedas las podremos coger seguro. Lo que me he fijado que cuando ha disparado... Esto me parece a mí que se ha roto, ¿ves? El generador averiado.
No, the water turned the generator into an enormous hunk of scrap metal. Why would I want to take it with me in this condition?
Vaya por Dios.
What the hell? Another one of those repeating images. Of those damn time loops.
No. Rose. No, don't do it. No!
It's Rose, killing her captors again. But there's something in this one that makes it different. It feels more real and more intense than the other times.
Puedo coger el
The
generador.
tank doesn't have any leaks, so no water dripped onto it. It's incredible. But the generator is working again. Damn it. It's taking too long to disconnect the cables that connect the generator to the trailer. I won't be able to grab it before the water ruins it. too late. Covering it now wouldn't do any good. The water from the tank already damaged the generator.
Vale, hay que taparlo.
No. Why would I... I'm afraid those bastards... I can't help but think those guys, even if that's a thought worthy of the hunter. I'm afraid those bastards... I can't even... There's no point in bothering her.
Supuestamente...
There are a few lousy coins. They don't look like they're worth much. Just a few loose pennies.
Tendría que volver a pasar la distorsión, pero yo no sé si hay que forzarla de alguna manera.
That room probably looks even gloomier and more sordid than before. I'm not going back in there.
Que lo digo, no sé si hay que forzarla de alguna manera. Pero bueno, nos vamos a quedar por aquí. Y vamos a esperar a ver si pasa.
Seeing the current condition of the play, I doubt anyone will ever play cards on that table again.
Voy a probar a salir fuera.
It's Rose, sitting perfectly still and staring off into space. I'm afraid she's gone, and she's not coming back.
Bueno, me quedo aquí, ¿vale? Esperando a ver si pasa la distorsión, porque no conozco ahora. No conozco una manera de generarla. Vale, vamos a intentar taparlo, ya que nos ha dicho antes aquello.
No. Rose.
No se ha quedado tapado del todo.
No.
Use this heat. I wouldn't know how to use... Damn it. It's taking too long to disconnect the cables that connect the generator to the trailer. I won't be able to grab it before the water ruins it. Damn it. I wasn't able to save it. I can only cover half the generator with this.
¿Y cómo puedo conseguir tapar la otra mitad?
I don't think
No tengo otra bolsa de estas. Voy a mirar en la caravana. A ver si la brigada de limpieza se hubiesen dejado otra bolsa. Pero no. No. Vale. Tengo unas monedas. Voy a venir a ver si el barman me las cambia por algo. No sé. Es que otra idea.
I don't need liquor or food. There's nothing that could interest me.
Voy a hablar con el cazador.
Hey, dude, back already? Nice to see you again around here. Your timing is perfect. So tell me, how did things go with the kid?
Ruthless bastard. You called the cleanup brigades.
Hey, calm down, Mike. Tone it down, okay? Of course I called the cleanup brigades. What did you expect? I was curious about your interest in the boy, so I did a little investigating on my own. My informants poked around Rod's trailer a little, and they discovered some things. Enough to find out how great a risk that kid and his disease represented to camp's safety. These are hard times, and we have to take care of each other, dude. It's our common responsibility. Besides, you already know what I think of those disease carriers. And the fools who protect them, Mike.
We agreed that we'd do things my way. We agreed that no one would get hurt.
No, dude. You're confused. I promised you I would do only what was strictly necessary to let you talk to the kid alone. And that's what I did. I made sure the soldiers gave you as much time as you needed to do whatever it was you had to do with that boy. Frankly, Mike, I don't understand why you're complaining.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Is that it?
Of course, Mike. You gotta do what you gotta do. And that's something you already know better than anyone. But now, sit down and have a drink with me. We got things to celebrate. Thanks to the photo you brought us, the plan to get our hands on that fuel at the medical center has been finalized. That depot holds more gasoline than we could ever have imagined in our wildest dreams. We're going over there in a few hours. Hey, Michael, today is turning out to be a great day, don't you think? One of the best I can remember.
No, I'm not gonna drink a toast with you because I don't have anything to celebrate. You're a despicable animal.
Hey, watch what you're saying, dude.
A pathetic, ignorant bastard. Garbage from the old world you were so happy to see swept away.
Watch out, Mike. I warned you not to disrespect me in my bar, in front of my men. Don't keep tempting fate.
Are you really offended? You're a vile insect with no morals. So God and the devil were good to you, you say? Open your eyes and look around, you paranoid worm, because you're nothing but a violent, drunken, demented psychopath, just like your father.
Turn off that music.
Turn off that music right now!
Listen, Michael. There's already been too much commotion in the refugee camp, and more trouble is not in my interest. That's the only thing stopping me from tearing you limb from limb right here and now, and stashing your remains in one of those drums out there. But another word, and you're a dead man. Got it? One more word out of you, and I swear that tomorrow morning they'll find your stinking corpse so tangled up in the barbed wire that they'll have to chop you up to get you out of there. And I don't care where you hide or how far you run, because you know I'll find you in the end. Now get out of my sight.
Get out of my sight!
Madre mía, entramos otra vez.
This clandestine bar is now the lion's den. If the hunter finds me inside, he won't hesitate to eliminate me on the spot.
Bueno.
I have no intention of climbing back up there.
Vale, hemos enemistado con el cazador. Tenemos que buscar algo más para tapar el generador, pero la verdad no sé muy bien el qué. Voy a intentarlo una vez más, a ver qué consigo.
Too late. Damn it, the content. I don't think I'd gain anything by you.
Las monedas para quién serán. Monedas.
I'm not gonna give these coins to anyone. I have no doubt that's the last I'd see of them, and I...
Monedas. ¿Para quién son las monedas? Monedas.
There are... Dirty, corroded. They're the coins I picked up off the pimps. There are a few lousy coins. Dirty, corroded, and as thin as the head of a screwdriver.
Destornillador. ¿Qué había? ¿Para dónde necesitaba yo un destornillador? Vale, ya. La casa de Michael. Vamos a ir a la casa de Michael porque ya sé donde la tela, ¿vale? La tela del estudio de fotografía. ¿Recordáis que estaba enganchada en una viga y nos decía que estaba con tornillos que los teníamos que quitar, ¿vale? Para poder coger la tela. Que supongo que será la tela, el resto de tela que necesitamos para tapar ese generador. Así que vamos a ir.
Let's see. The coins fit perfectly in the heads of the screws. It'll be no trouble loosening them and taking the fabric with me.
Perfecto.
What?
Vale, ya tenemos la otra parte de la pantalla, que supongo que será la otra parte para tapar ese generador, para que no se estropee. Así que vamos a ir nuevamente al campamento de refugiados y a esperar al desfase. Menos mal que me he acordado. Vale, nos vamos a arrimar aquí un ratito. Y vamos a esperar a que esto se distorsione y podamos tapar el generador para que no se estropee.
No. Rose. No, don't do it. No.
Vale, ya no se debería de mojar y no se debería de estropear, claro. Toma tiro. Dale fuerte. Adiós.
Okay.
Perfecto.
First, I'll unplug the cables that connected to the trailer.
Bueno, ya tenemos el generador, ya podemos encender ese ordenador y a ver qué había en ese pendrive. Al que Sara le ha costado la vida, claro. Así que vamos a volver con Chris. Vamos a poner ese generador en ese ordenador, en ese portátil. Y tendremos nueva información sobre esta historia. Ordenador portátil.
I brought the generator you need, Chris.
Great, Michael. I knew you could do it. Give me a few minutes to set up the computer and open the report.
While Chris was getting everything ready, I decided to sit down in one of the armchairs in the office. I was exhausted. My mind had been trying to make sense of the last few hours of my life for what seemed like an eternity. The first hours following my bitter birth in this new world. But how could I judge the new world if I could barely remember the old
No lo
one?
veremos otra vez, ¿no?
The only thing I was sure of was that we had lost something very valuable along the way. The photograph of our life, overnight, had turned into a dark, blurry, sepia-tinted image. All of civilization had drowned under the great wave, and the only thing left on the beach were its remains. But no, I was fooling myself. I was already lost before the catastrophe. To tell the truth, all the other victims of the Great Wave had been luckier than me. They still dreamed of returning to their lives. Mine had already been broken a long time ago. Did I really stand a chance of recovering something I'd already lost forever? What type of strength, what type of miracle could ever give me that second chance?
Michael, wake up!
Wake up, Michael. Vale, información
What's happening?
para el cuerpo.
The report, Michael. It's the report. I was going over it while you were sleeping. It's incredible. It's way beyond our expectations. You're gonna think I've gone crazy, but I don't even know where to start.
How about at the beginning?
Okay. It's the dead synchronicity point. The entire universe is changing, and we're going to witness it. We're going to be witnesses. And victims.
Witnesses? Victims? But what the hell are you talking about? What is this dead synchronicity point?
It's hard to explain. You're a photographer, so I'll try this analogy. Imagine a person's life chronicled in photographs. Up to now, and according to the rules that governed our universe, we were all subject to certain very specific temporal rules. Past, present, and future. That's all there was to it. So, the first thing we'd find would be a photo of the person as a newborn, then another on the person's 6th birthday, then another in college, and so on. Then we'd see photos of the person's wedding, children, old age, death. All in logical, linear, chronological order. Since our universe is conceived along a single line that starts in the past, makes a stopover in the present, and then projects into the future. Do you follow me?
Yes,
man.
of course I follow you.
Well, imagine now that this entire temporal architecture crumbles, falls apart, dissolves. Imagine that something or someone has altered the foundations of our universe, changing the rules of the game, forever annihilating our idea of time, the concepts of past, present, and future.
I think you just lost me, Chris.
Then let me continue with the metaphor of the photographs. Imagine now that a card dealer takes all these snapshots that sum up the life of this person, shuffles them, and places them in a stack in one spot on the card table. What would we have then? There would no longer be a chronological line, Michael. There would be no past, present, or future. Each of the individual events captured in these photographs, they would all be happening simultaneously, at the exact same point in time. And that point we would call...
The dead synchronicity point.
Exactly. Now our world is abandoning its old physical laws and getting closer to that dead synchronicity point where time no longer exists. And therefore, all the phenomena and events that happened or will happen in the universe will start to be stacked on top of other ones, like the photographs in the dealer's deck.
That sounds crazy. How credible do you think this report is?
Completely, Michael. The dead synchronicity point is a fact, and the worst thing is that we're approaching it faster and faster. It'll only be a matter of days, at best maybe a few weeks, before the universe enters this new state. Time is ending, in every sense.
And what does all this have to do with us?
Come on, do you still not see it? This change in the architecture of the universe, this nullification of time, is the real origin of the Great Wave, the dissolved, and the emergence of the new world.
Uf, el mundo está jodido entonces por lo que veo. Bueno, a ver qué le podemos comentar. No me ha quedado nada clara tu explicación sobre en qué consiste ese dichoso punto de sincronicidad muerta. Mira que la frasecita también tan larga. Vale, vamos a darle a esa.
I don't understand your explanation about what this damn dead synchronicity point is at all.
Up to now, and according to the rules that governed our universe, we were all subject to certain very specific temporal rules, past, present, and future. That's all there was to it. So, the first thing...
Que yo me he enterado. Ay, lo puedo quitar, dándole a escape. Entonces la granola ha sido consecuencia de esa aproximación al punto de sincronicidad muerta.
So, the Great Wave was caused by this approach to the dead synchronicity point?
Yes, Michael. The Great Wave was the first manifestation of our universe's approach to the dead synchronicity point. That's why the catastrophe struck at the same time all over the planet. It wasn't just a local occurrence. It had global dimensions. It was the first clear and obvious sign that something was going wrong. And it brought chaos and misery to the world, as you've been seeing yourself since you woke up.
¿Qué demonios tienen que ver los disueltos con todo esto?
And what the hell do the dissolved have to do with all this?
According to the report, the dissolved are still a big mystery. There isn't much information about them or their disease. What we do know is that they are people who are especially sensitive to the dead synchronicity point. And that is what's so tragic about them.
Especially sensitive?
Of course. This transformation, this radical and overwhelming change in the basic structure of the universe is totally incompatible with human life. We're condemned to die, Michael. Each and every one of us.
That's terrible. How can you be so sure of that?
If you think about it rationally, it's obvious. Our bodies are the product of hundreds of thousands of years of evolution, of a gradual and precarious adaptation to the environment, the universe, and its physical laws. Reaching the dead synchronicity point, the annihilation of time, we'd need another 100,000 years to adapt to such a drastic change. And what do you think will happen to the human race, to each and every one of us when this process concludes? I'll tell you. Our primary metabolism will go into a state of shock. Our entire cell structure will be jolted so profoundly and so violently that what we now call our bodies will lose all coherence, leaving behind just a brown puddle as evidence of our existence.
We'll dissolve, like those poor sick people.
Indeed. According to the report, the dissolved are simply pioneers, people who are ahead of their time. The vanguard of the human race in its final extinction. That's why some cases started cropping up so early, even before the Great Wave. Their illness was the harbinger of the enormous explosion that was to follow. It preceded it by hours, even days. And that's why the cases are multiplying exponentially as we get closer to the end. Do you understand? We'll all end up turning into dissolved.
The last time we spoke, you told me that there could be a solution. A way to reverse all this madness.
Yes, and that's the best part of the report. Theoretically, Michael, and paradoxical as it may sound, our progress toward the dead synchronicity point also brings the opportunity to change things, to turn the process around and return to where we were before our world collapsed.
And how would that be possible?
By penetrating the very center of the anomaly, the deepest nucleus of dead synchronicity, and arriving at the point where time is just starting to fold back into itself before the process is completed. If, inside the dead synchronicity point, each and every one of the events that have happened or will happen in the universe unfold, then surely it must be possible to gain access to the moment when something or someone triggered the catastrophe and stop it.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You're talking about time travel.
Yes, I'm talking about the possibility of accessing the past to save our present and our future, of turning the Great Wave and all its consequences into a mere nightmare that never actually happened. The report talks about the hypothetical existence of a door leading into the very heart of the dead synchronicity point, a door to each and every one of the snapshots of the past, present, and future of our universe. And if, through that door, we had a chance to access the precise instant when everything went haywire, then we might be able to change things. Michael, that's what we've got to focus on in whatever time we have left. But I have to continue studying this report. I'm sure there are more answers in it, and you have got to help me.
You're telling me that the dead synchronicity point is the origin of all this chaos? That our only chance of salvation is a theoretical journey to the past? Or sooner or later we'll all be obliterated? Like those poor dissolved?
That's right, Michael. So we'd better get to work on it as soon as possible. By the way, the report also mentions another very interesting thing about the dissolved.
What is it?
It seems that in their trances, through their trips to the underground highways, the sick form a strange relationship with each other. It's as if the disease unites them, regardless of any physical distance that might separate them. The report is very unclear on this point, but it seems as if the dissolved are somehow linked, connected.
My God. That can't be.
Remember, please, remember.
Everything fits now. Everything makes sense.
Please. Enough! My head!
Emily asked me to tell you that we're connected, Michael. We're connected.
Michael, what's going on?
Chris, get one of those tests ready. Fast.
But what for? You don't think that you're also...
Do as I say.
Okay. Give me your hand. It's positive. Michael, you're sick. You're dissolved.
No. That can't be. No. No!
Michael. Michael. Wake up.
Emily? Emily, is that you?
Please, Michael, wake up. Wake up.
Is that really you? Where am I?
Yes, Michael. It's me. You are on the underground highways.
Sencillamente brutísimo. Tiene una idea, una historia brutal, tío. Me ha encantado, colega. Qué bueno. Bueno, no sé si tiene algo detrás de los créditos. Ya sabéis que muchos juegos tienen, y más de este estilo, que son de pensar. Vale, pero finalmente lo que dijimos, que nosotros estamos enfermos y por eso estamos teniendo esas visiones y esas historias, ¿vale? Y bueno, la verdad que me ha gustado muchísimo. La verdad felicito a los chicos de Ficcionario, es que no me sé el nombre muy bien, porque la verdad que muy buen trabajo. No todas las aventuras gráficas tienen que ser de comedia y de cachondeo, tienen que dar una poquita de voz, porque si no... Vale, no tiene nada de escape, estoy en la pantalla de crédito. Y bueno, aquí termina. Vale, los créditos los vuelvo a poner. Ajustes. Vale, voy a quitar la música para poder hablar yo. Así que vale, voy a poner esto. Los dicho, gracias a los chicos de Fictiorama por este juego, la verdad, que es muy bueno, como he dicho antes. Y muy contento de haberlo jugado. Gracias a Meridian Games, que ya sabéis que son los distribuidores oficiales del juego aquí en España. Y bueno, muy contento. El juego que vale poquito, vale 20 euritos físicos. La verdad que es una joya que yo la recomiendo si os gusta la aventura gráfica. Si habéis seguido esta historia, ya bueno, la habéis visto. Pero bueno, si simplemente habéis visto esto, ya sabéis, hay que comprarlo. Esto tiene que estar en vuestra estantería, sí o sí. Y bueno, gracias a todos por haberme acompañado en esta aventura. Y ya sabéis que al final del vídeo tendréis un enlace. ¿Esto qué es? Ah, para que vaya más rápido. ¡Hostia! Vale, ya sabéis que al final de los créditos ahora vais a tener un enlace a la siguiente aventura gráfica, que ya seguramente esté publicado el primer capítulo. Y para que podáis verlo, si os sigue interesando este tipo de aventura, ya sabéis, apoyarme el vídeo con comentarios, me decís qué os ha parecido esta historia que hemos jugado. Y bueno, ya sabéis, me gusta, compartir el vídeo para que pueda llegar más gente y podamos traer nuevo material. Y nada, yo voy a quitar mi cámara ya y os dejo con los créditos hasta que terminen. Hasta pronto, compañeros. Nos vemos en la nueva aventura. Chao.